It's on? Okay. Hey, yo, I tell him, it's the slanted one, yeah, it's the chinky dude. If the girl got worlds of curves, I'm right there like Chingy do. Set up the reps, I'ma conquer the steps like a slinky do. I'm all about the cream and the cakes, I make Twinkie moves. Don't sleep on me, all your praise you heap on me. Smart enough to see the shepherd from the sheep, homie. Lot of persistence to my existence, no flim flam farmer gon' reap on me or off me. Light skin like the creamer, but my soul and my demeanor, it be blacker than the coffee. My nature just naughty, word to Treach, Vinny, and KG. My sound beat the eardrum up, word to Sway Lee. You can't play Kenny, I'm more than a Slim Jimmy. My bars hit harder than some absinthe, chase with a shot of Remy. Run my mouth so much it been ran, that's no Stimpy. It's K-Serious, and when I'm in Philly, I keep the Akis tripping. But when I'm in Cali, you can catch me with PoPolitickin. Uh-huh.
PoPolitickin.com.
Welcome to the PoPolitickin Show. Founded in 2008, PoPolitickin is a hip-hop meets self-help brand. With each interview, we teach the babies and share success secrets with you, the listener. Past guests of the PoPolitickin Show include Yo Gotti, Currency, MC Light, BG, Dead Prez, Rashida, Project Pat, and more. We also showcase the future upcoming stars of hip-hop. Subscribe on iTunes and get automatic updates of each podcast episode.
PoPolitickin.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Destra, and right now you're listening to me live on PoPolitickin. Keep it locked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Na, na, na. Anywhere you go, I will follow you. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya, ese azúcar. It's a hot gal, we no play, no. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya like azúcar, azúcar. This a bad gal, we no play, no. How I feel right now, gotta get to you somehow. Boy, I wanna touch your body, I really wanna feel you on me. Baby, anywhere you go, will you let me follow you? Boy, you put a spell down on me. I wanna be your one and only. 'Cause the things you do bring me close to you, and the things you say takes my breath away. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya, ese azúcar. It's a hot gal, we no play, no. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya like azúcar, azúcar. This a bad gal, we no play, no. Dale, dale, let me work up on it. Drop it on the ground, don't hurt nobody, no. Give me everything you have for me. Tú eres mi rey, no quiero nadie, no. Baby, you're the one for sure. I really need to touch once more. Give you every part of me. Baby, you're my fantasy. 'Cause the things you do bring me close to you, and the things you say takes my breath away. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya, ese azúcar. It's a hot gal, we no play, no. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya like azúcar, azúcar. This a bad gal, we no play, no. 'Cause the things you do bring me close to you, and the things you say takes my breath away. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya, ese azúcar. This a hot gal, we no play, no. Dame lo que tienes y me gusta, me gusta. When I put it on you, say te gusta, te gusta. The wine when me get ya like azúcar, azúcar. This a bad gal, we no play, no. Bad gal, no play, no. Dale, dale, we say no, no. Bad gal, we no play, no.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on our app. We're on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music. Type in PoPolitickin, listen to some of our interviews. I'm now politicking with Destra Garcia. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm
I
good.
got your name right. I said it right.
Yeah, you got it right,
Destra.
Destra.
All
Yeah.
right. So I was reading a lot about you. I've been following you on social media for a while, but I just wanted to learn more about your music. But the first thing I know, they say you're from Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago. Yeah.
Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, that's all the way to the end of the Caribbean chain of islands. Close to Venezuela, actually, we're the last island before you get to the Venezuelan continent.
So how was it growing up out there?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I know right now there's a lot of storms. Everybody's scared about Dorian, but he passed by. He passed through let's see, Barbados, and he went all the way up to the VI. He totally destroyed one or two of the islands in the Bahamas, and he's on his way to Miami. But we're all the way to the end, so a lot of times we get spared from the storms. I mean, knock on wood. You have to count your blessings. You know what I mean? But it's pretty good down on this side. Nothing major happening like in terms of disasters. We're all right.
Okay. And how did you get involved with music? Because I was reading that a lot of your whole family was in music. So what got you involved in music?
Well, I grew up in music. Ever since I've known myself, I've been singing, humming melodies. I've been surrounded by a lot of different influences, though. My father used to listen to a lot of reggae and Bob Marley, mainly Peter Tush and these guys. My uncles used to listen to more like Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. My mom used to listen to a lot of Rita Franklin. My grandmother was a gospel type lady, so and then my grandfather used to listen to a lot of calypso and kaiso, what we call kaiso. So a lot of the music is very diverse, in my upbringing. My grandfather used to play saxophone in a jazz band. So he used to tour a lot, kind of like what I'm doing now, going from country to country, but in a band capacity. Whereas I'm doing it, as a single artist promoting my brand. So I grew up in the music, and from the age of 3, I remember my uncles, my grandmother, my grandfather, everybody asking me to sing and telling people my granddaughter could sing, and she's only 3. And I'd probably be singing songs without the correct lyrics, but having the right melody. I was pretty much pitch perfect. So anything I hear, I could sing it back. So, but I had that kind of beginning and grew up in a house of music with steel pan and keyboards and guitars and stuff. So
Yeah, I'm saying, and how would you like? Can you describe the type of music you make? Because I was reading they say you're the one of the first ladies of soca. If I'm saying it
So
right,
it's soca.
soca.
So soca is a collaboration of soul and calypso. So that's
Hmm.
why it's soul for soul and ca for calypso. Calypso is more. Let me see in terms that you'd understand. This guy who sang have you ever heard Raman Coca Cola? That's kind of soca ish.
Hmm.
Right. So it's that kind of music. So it's basically music that is very rhythmic. It's very percussive. You can have it slow, you can have it fast, up tempo, low tempo. It's music that creates a frenzy in a party. When you go to a club, a lot of times you hear hip hop and you hear dancehall. Well, soca is that music that makes you move your waistline or gets you hype and makes you jump and wave in
Yeah.
an event. So soca just brings out all the feelings and emotions that you'd otherwise hide. And it's just a very festive rhythm that really makes you move, and enjoy yourself in that kind of festive atmosphere.
Is it like that dancehall music?
Dancehall music is a bit slower. Dancehall music, in terms of the rock of your body, it's a lot different to what soca does. Soca is like pimento pepper, and dancehall is like pepper sauce. I
Hmm.
think. I don't know. I don't know. It's very very different. If you follow me, and actually all my music is available online and on iTunes and stuff. So maybe I'll recommend a couple that you could listen to, and then you get an idea for what soca music really is and what it does and how it makes you feel.
And then I was reading it said the queen of is that Bacchanal?
Yeah, the Queen of Bacchanal. So Bacchanal is a word that we use in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a slang, but it really means a state of frenzy. Frenzy and chaos. It's like when we climb a stage and you start to hear soca, it kind of makes you lose your mind. It's like if you hear a song you like it. Let's say you hear a song that is low pace, and depending on the content that we're singing about, it's going to make you feel sexy to a point where you just feel like moving your waistline. Not necessarily twerking, right? But
Mm.
it's a sexier, more sensual type of dance. It's almost like the way Latin Americans dance, but slower,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, and then I remember a few years ago. I remember hearing something about you fell off a stage or something. Are you okay?
Yeah. I broke my ankle actually, and I had to do surgery. So right now I have screws in my ankle, but I can take it out because it's been 2 years. It was that's the first time I've ever broken a bone in my entire life, and it was such a traumatic experience for me. I didn't actually fall off the stage, just the way that they set the stage up. They had the monitors mounted off the stage, and usually when you have that happening, you have tape to kind of show you where the danger zones are on the stage, and there was no tape, so there was spotlights in my eyes because there were two spotlights. I was on that show with Sean Paul, and I remember after falling off the stage, Sean kind of made a big deal about putting tape on the stage because it was dangerous. But I'm okay now. I'm fine. I'm back to normal, almost like 100%.
And then do you make R&B music too?
Well, I have done R&B in the past. I've done gospel. I've done dancehall, a little bit of reggae. I kind of dabble in a lot of stuff because I have very powerful vocals. So my range is very diverse, and I experiment with all kinds of music. So I have some albums that have different types of music, not just soca on it. I have 13 albums to date, and I'm working on number 14 as we speak.
Mm. Can you talk about your albums? You can just talk about them. Just talk about them. What's your first one and some of your favorite albums out of the 13?
Right. So my first album is Red, White, and Black. Um, Kind of representing my country. I always like my national colors. So the first album was called Red, White, and Black. The second album was called Laventil, which is the place that I'm from. More or less the ghetto in Trinidad. I'm from there. I come from very, very humble beginnings. My third album was called Laventil. No, the second one was Laventil. The third one was Independent Lady. But I think my all-time favorite album would be Nation, which is the name of my fan group, right? So my fans are called Nation, and I called my album that because I wanted to give them something. And the song that is the hugest on that album is Lucy. Lucy is that song that, explains to women that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be sexy. It's okay to be expressive in a sexual way without being objectified, without feeling guilty of being objectified. So it's a song that a lot of people love all over the world. There are at least 10 songs that we would call classics from Destra's catalog of music. It's Carnival, there's Bonnie and Clyde, there's Tremblet, there's Max It Up, there's I Dare You, um, there's Lucy, like I said before, there's Fly, and we can go on and on. But I guess everybody has their own favorites. So I urge everyone who's listening to this interview to go out there and get a Destra album in your catalog.
Yeah, I heard Lucy's like your alter ego.
Yeah. Well, Lucy is that part of my personality that is very expressive. You know, the part of my personality that is not afraid to be sexual, to be, you know, sexy or to be empowering, to go on stage and to just feel, empowered enough to just dance and not think about what people think, you know, the looseness of the body, to loosen up every fiber of my being and dance in a seductive type of way. So that's my alter ego, is Lucy.
And what do you love about music?
She's free. She's free, and she does not have any inhibitions. There's no inhibitions with Lucy. She says what she wants. She does what she wants. Sometimes society tells you, okay, listen, it's not ladylike to do this, or let's just say twerking. It's that's not ladylike. With Lucy, it has no rules. Anything goes.
Hmm. And then I want you to describe your process when you're making music now. You say you did like 13, 14 albums, so describe your process.
Well, every year before Carnival starts, let's say. in October, we start releasing new music towards the season, the festival. So it's soca music for now is very seasonal and very festival, carnival oriented. We're working hard to stop that because we're trying to fuse the music with trap. We're trying to fuse the music. In the past, I've fused soca with alternative and contemporary rock. You know, and in the past, I've done songs like It's Carnival where there was that pop influence, you know. So we keep trying to fuse it to find the right blend, the right mix to make it palatable to, you know, the genres of people that don't know soca. The crew of people that love dancehall or hip hop or R&B that don't know this music called soca, you know. But that process would basically take me from the end of one carnival to the beginning of the other. So carnival is usually the Monday and Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, right? So as soon as Ash Wednesday come, you start the creative process all over again. You start sourcing songs, you start going to the studio, you start recording, and you also start touring. So it's a very hectic time in the career of a soca artist.
Hmm. And what do you say motivates you to keep making music? What do you love about it the most to keep make you do it?
Well, I love to be creative. I like to record new things and new ideas, and a lot of times people send me music that is different from anything I've ever done. But most importantly, the fans. I love performing. I love going on tour. I love going on tour after Carnival is over. And in order to go on tour, you need to have music that is trending, music that is good, music that people love. And my fans always look forward to what's new, what's we want to hear new music. And listen, they're very vocal. They would come on Instagram and say, "We're waiting for new music. We want to hear new songs. We want to hear this." And I'll be pressured to go into the studio. But what I try to do is always have material waiting so that from the time they start saying, "Listen, we want to hear new music," I already have music ready to go.
And what artists do you think influenced you the most?
I think Whitney Houston,
Hmm.
in terms of vocals, because she had a voice like none other I've ever heard. In fact, her death and her passing was so traumatic for me. I found that out when it was carnival time in Trinidad, and I was about to hit the stage, and it crushed me. I started to cry, you know. I think she's influenced me in a way where her passion for singing, her passion for her fans, the way that she would perform, where you would feel that she feels from the bottom of her heart and to the core of her being that when she says a note or sings a note, you could feel it. She would sweat buckets because she's putting every emotion into her performance, and I think that that is exactly the type of performer that I am. I never cheat my fans. I never try to sing to the back end track. I always try my best to give them the true, authentic Destra. You know, no matter what, whether I'm sick, whether it doesn't matter. My fans really, really, really drive me, and I look at people like Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson because I mean growing up, like I said, Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, these are people that were favorites of my family members. So I grew up hearing all these people. So though I have many, many, many influences, I think I would have to say that Whitney Houston is my all-time favorite influencer, and I love her to death.
And if you wasn't famous singer right now, what would you be doing?
Sorry, you're breaking up. What's
Said if
that?
you wasn't a famous singer, what would you be doing right now if you wasn't
I'd be a
singing?
teacher.
What grade?
I'd be a teacher. I'd be a teacher because I think what I enjoy outside of music are kids. You know, I have a 9-year-old daughter, and I enjoy children. I love making them laugh. I like playing with them, and I also know that there's a niche market for French teachers and Spanish teachers, and I speak three languages actually.
Hmm.
So I would have liked to probably go into a secondary school or high school and teach French or teach Spanish.
Look. Now, what are some of your other interests outside of music?
What are some?
Yeah, your other interests. What else you like to do besides music?
I swim. I swimming has always been a hobby of mine. I like outdoor activities, sporting stuff, you know, minor things. I love to go to the gym. I like to stay fit. Um, I love watching movies, Netflix all the way.
Hmm. Some,
with my with my sister, with my daughter, with my mom. You know, I'm a very family oriented person as well. So I spend a lot of time with my family. So I'm actually at my mom's house right now. You know, just visiting with my dad and my mom. eating some popcorn and talking to you at the same time.
What's up? What's some of your favorite movies?
Movies. Well, obviously Titanic, like most people. I love Titanic. There's so many. There's so many. I just finished watching Orange Is the New Black. You know, the it was a bit slower than most of the other seasons, but the ending had me teared up. What else? I watch a lot of sci-fi stuff. In fact, I would watch anything as long as it keeps my interest and my attention. I'm also watching. Oh gosh, what is this? Too many things. Too many things to make mention of.
And I want to ask you, how many times have you been to the U.S.?
You're seriously breaking up again.
I said, how many times have you been to the U.S.?
Too many times to count.
So, what are the differences you notice?
The differences in what? Trinidad or the
Yeah,
Caribbean and the US?
yeah. I've never been to
Well,
Trinidad.
it's fast paced, whereas in Trinidad it's a little bit more laid back. I think Trinidad is extremely developed. I mean, we have Mac stores here, we have guest stores here, we have all kinds of stores in Trinidad that you have in the US. But the difference is that you can wake up in the morning and say, "Listen, I'm sick," and not go to work, whereas you can't do that in the States, right? You get fired.
uh,
What else? What else? We have a lot of natural sea breeze, and we have mountains, and the sun is a little bit hotter. The oceans, whereas like Bob Marley and these people would say, it's a concrete jungle out there in the U.S. But for the most part, the Earth is a really beautiful place. And every single difference makes every place unique. And I really think you should come to Trinidad. And if you're gonna come, either come for Christmas or come for Carnival.
hmm.
It's gonna be an experience you'll never forget.
That's what's up. And what advice would you give to new artists?
You're breaking up again. One more time.
Yeah, we gotta let them know. Yeah, we like this is like an international interview. I said, what advice would you give to new artists?
Well, make sure you really love music because music has its ups and downs. And if you're not doing it for the love of it, you're gonna be depressed because a lot of times it takes a while before it becomes lucrative. A lot of times you're disappointed because you set high goals for yourself, and a lot of times there's so much politics in anything you do, but there's politics in music as well. There's something people like to call paying your dues, which is basically if you're new, you may not necessarily get the opportunities right away, but keep working at it. If you love it, don't accept no for an answer. The sky is the limit. Keep reaching for the stars, and the world is your oyster. You can be anything you want to be. Just pay attention to your craft and work really hard at it so that you become the best. Don't be mediocre out there because you don't take sand to the beach. There's a lot of people out there trying to do what you're probably trying to do, and only the strong will survive. So toughen up and roll with it and do your best.
And work hard. How? Like, what should they do as far as improving their craft? What are some things they can do?
Well, if you're a singer, obviously you need to learn to sing well. So you should do some voice training. You know, if you're a musician, you need to practice your instrument every day. If you're a dancer or you're a singing dancer, you need to stay fit, go in the gym, eat right, make sure you look good. So basic stuff. Look at your craft and see what you need. If you're gonna perform, make sure you always look good when you're going out there. If you're gonna sing live, make sure that your vocals are always on point. Make sure you have a good DJ to spin behind you. Make sure your social media game is airtight and flawless. So there's a lot of stuff in entertainment that you need to. It's not just about singing a song or writing a song. It's a whole full package.
And then, what would you like to leave your fans and supporters with?
I just like to let them know that, there's a lot of people out there that don't know soca or know the power of the music. And I urge all my fans to, each one tell one, and let's get the music out there in a really positive way because soca music is like a venom. When it gets under your skin, it's all over. It's going to take you over and get in your bloodstreams, and then you don't know what's happening. All of a sudden, your waistline moving. All of a sudden, your feet moving. All of a sudden, your hands waving. You don't know what's going on. So I'd like my fans to know that I love them and I thank them for all their support throughout the years. It's been a long, long time since I've been in the game, and still pushing and still dominating this. So thanks for all the love and all the support.
I want to say thank you for coming through politicking with me.
You're welcome, honey. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you want to tell me your social media or anything? How to get in contact with you?
Of course. You can check me out at Destra Garcia on Instagram and on Twitter. And on Facebook, it's the official Destra Garcia. All of them have blue ticks, so you know it's me. Lucy. Queen of Bacchanal. I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere. As soon as I was introduced to carnival, they say I loose, all down on the ground, walking up my bottom, and it dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose. It was never a party at my school bazaar I used to go, but since I was introduced to Bacchanal, they say I lose. When I drop it hot and I wind it on top the speaker box and I grind it, and I don't want to stop, and they call it. I lose it, I sweeter than juicy. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose away, get loose away, get loose away, loosen your waist, kill them with the pace. There's no place I'd rather be than in a fest, having a time. For those who have eyes to see me acting up and winding loose, all down on the ground, walking up my bottom, and it dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose it. I never meant to be this way. It's the Bacchanal inside of me. When I come on a stage, getting on bad, you know I lose. When I drop it hot and I wind it on top the speaker box and I grind it, and I don't want to stop, and they call it lose it. I lose it, I sweeter than juicy. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose away, get loose away, loosen your waist, kill them with the pace. Now show me your slackness, show me you went and practice. Lucy is a carnivalist, and that is why I behave so loose. All down on the ground, walking up my bottom, and it's dragging all over tongue, and they call it Lucy. I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere. As soon as I was introduced to carnival, they say I lose. All down on the ground, walking up my bottom, and it's dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose. I lose it, I sweeter than juicy. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose away, get loose away, get loose away, get loose away. Lucy, I lose it, I sweeter than juicy. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose away, get loose away, get loose away, loosen your waist, kill them with the pace. Now show me your slackness, show me you went and practice. Lucy is a carnivalist, and that is why I behave so loose. All down on the ground, walking up my bottom, and it's dragging all over tongue, and they call it Lucy. I lose it, I sweeter than juicy. They say I lose. Get loose, Queen of Bacchanal.
Thanks for listening to PoPolitickin.com, a self-help meets hip-hop brand. If you are an artist or business owner wanting to be featured on PoPolitickin.com, contact us at PoPolitickin@gmail.com. That's PoPolitickin@gmail.com, or text 760-717-5803. If you're a listener that enjoys the show and wants to support, you can donate to PoPolitickin.com via PayPal.com. Please send donations to PoPolitickin@gmail.com. Any amount will be helpful in continuing to create quality content and shows. As always, check out PoPolitickin.com for past episodes. Make sure you subscribe to PoPolitickin on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play.